Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to show you my tips and tricks onto how I create that natural second skin, kind of glass-like type of look. I know my skin looks really flawless, but when I show you guys what it was really looking like lately, under all this makeup, you guys are gonna feel like there was no way. My skin is looking really good, and you would never know that I'm having acne issues right now as we speak. I mean, these breakouts have been a little extra for me. So I figured, you guys have always complimented my skin, but then again, you're always saying like, how is it that you can make it look like it's yours but better? So I figured, why not film it? So I'm going to show you every step of the way, my little tips, my little tricks, and all that jazz on how I create this look on an ongoing basis, especially when my skin is at its worst. So if you'd like to see how I put this all together, what kind of products I use, my little tips and tricks, keep watching. This hair is just so fluffy right now. It was really not the intention. Okay, so if you have dry combo skin, you want to go ahead and prep your skin by applying a facial oil, an oil primer, something to that effect, because you really want to hydrate your skin if you have dry or combo skin. If you have opposite and your skin is oily or just really oily, then you're going to do the opposite. I suggest you go in with the toner first. You want to pick up any oils that you currently have on your skin, and then the toner is also going to go ahead and tighten your pores. And then what's going to happen is, right, you're going to go in with a good oil control primer. There's a series of them. I know Smashbox has one. So any oil control primer that you feel works for you would be amazing. If you feel like you need to go in with a powder and powder your skin to set that, go ahead and do that. Anything that'll help mattify your face, even better. Let's move on in. I'm gonna use an oil for my skin. What are we gonna use? I have so many. What I'm gonna use on my skin is this product over here. Is the Wonder Beauty Glow Ahead Face Oil. My face has been pretty dry lately, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pour some of that out and pat it into my skin, blend it in. And I really wanna grab onto those dry and patchy areas. As you guys can see, I don't have perfect skin. I have been breaking out big time. Then again, I've been trying so many products and I've been all over the place, so I can totally see why that happened. A big mistake that I used to make, which I know so many people still do, and that's perfectly fine because everything is kind of trial and error. You have to find what actually works for you. Is in order to cover imperfections, I would normally go in and apply loads of foundation. The concealer that goes under my eyes, I would apply it on my face, and then I would build on top and just build and build like a building, just levels and levels of makeup, just to cover this all up. And the reality is less is more. And this is the little trick that I learned, which I've been loving. I use a thicker potted concealer. This is NARS, what's your name? Soft Matte Complete Concealer. This is in ginger. It's very similar to my skin tone. And I'll use a brush. This one here is Luxie 110 Detail Flat Blender. I would just lightly tap my brush into it. It's kind of like a stippling brush, but like a baby one. And I would tap into the areas that I want to cover up very lightly. And I do this before my foundation, because then once you blend that, see how it looks so much better already? And then what I would do is I would apply the foundation right on top of that, and you'll never know this was here. So we're gonna touch all those areas we would like to conceal. Now you see how little I am using, to the point I only dipped in once. I haven't dipped in a second time. And now I'm just gonna blend this out around the edges just to diffuse it a little bit right before going in with the foundation. Now that we've covered that up, my face is still pretty much bare. Now we can go in with our foundation. I wouldn't go with a super heavy or dry foundation, only because you want it to look like second skin. You want to look glowy. You kind of want to look like you don't have much on. So the foundation that I gravitate towards for this look is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear. It is very light. A little will go a long way. It's supposed to have like that medium kind of high coverage, but I find it to be just the perfect medium in between. Mine is in 485. Is there a shade name actually? No, it is $4.85 and it does feel like you have nothing on your skin. So what I would do is, I actually found this recently, so I want to use it because I forgot I owned it. I would just do one pump. That's it, one pump. One pump will take you a very long way. And then I would apply it with a sponge. Any sponge would work, but I find that one pump works with my Juno & Co sponges because they do not absorb all my product. They really don't. And a little bit of product will go a very long way on your face. With that said, the sponge that I'm using right now is the 2.0. It'll be released early next year. And a whole bunch of people got a first dibs on this, which is awesome. And it wasn't just influencers. So that's friggin' great. So I would do one of these on the palette and just start blending away. You want to blend lightly and blend everywhere. The entire trick to this look is going in with full-on cream products and then eventually setting everything into place. That's what makes everything look like second skin. Okay, so far so good, and that was literally one pump, and I managed to be able to blend some down to my neck. If you guys haven't tried these, you definitely have to. Also, if you're not sure if you're gonna dig it or not, you don't want to invest, make sure you check this video up here because I am giving away 2 Juno & Co gift cards, and you should totally go check out that giveaway and how to sign up and all that good stuff. So make sure you check that out. But anyway, let's move on. Now we're gonna get into like the cream contouring. The product I'm gonna use is this Fenty Beauty. This is like a contour stick and it's a matte stick, but it's a contour version of it. It is in the shade Truffle. You don't have to run out and invest in this. I do have these as well and they work just fine. You can use the Wet n Wild makeup stick in whatever shade works for you, or you can use the Absolute Sculpt Stick. Really, you can use anything, okay? As long as, you know, you're able, it's a cream contour. You can even use a cream pan if you have it. That's fine. Use it with a brush. So this happens to be pretty dry, and I don't like how dry it is. So I warm it up in the back of my hand, and unfortunately, I am wasting some product, but I'll see if I can like dip into my hand later on. I'm gonna just lightly do just that one line. And if you notice, I do it above my cheek, like where my cheekbone directly is. I don't go like into like the hollows because I find that that just doesn't necessarily work for me. And I go ahead and do the sides and a little bit here, a little bit here. You can definitely do your nose a little bit if you want. I don't always do that, but you technically can. And again, I'm not overdoing it because of the fact that this is supposed to be like natural and glowy. I don't go in to the center of my forehead with a contour shade only because I just feel like it makes my forehead look a little smaller. It just, for my face shape, I don't think it's flattering. So I don't go ahead and do that. I know a lot of people do. I don't. So now I'm just going to blend this out. Again, you can definitely go darker, but if you want to look natural, then you obviously don't want to go darker. I take my sponge and I blend sideways, not up, not down. I'm sorry, there's a tow truck here. I have to wait because y'all are going to be able to hear it. So in the meantime, I'll sip on some coffee. So I would go ahead and use my sponge on an angle and blend up and down, so sideways versus patting it into place and trying to blend. It is a sponge. So a sponge is so much easier to use to blend out your contour, like at least the cream one in my opinion, because once you put it on your skin, it pushes in a little bit, so you're blending seamlessly. There's not a lot of work and effort you have to put into it, you see? You see how like perfect that is? So now we're gonna go ahead and I'll show you again. Look how simple this is. Ta-da! It's so easy, right? Okay, so on this area, you blend down. You don't want to blend up. You don't want to blend sideways. You don't want to like overdo it because that just doesn't look natural. So you want to just blend it down. I'm going like this. I'm doing it fast, but I'm going like this. For the nose, you're not going to use the sponge. You can, but you know what? Let's use the sponge too. It doesn't matter. And you're just going to go up and down again because it is a sponge. Look, it's just blending it out perfectly for you. And I like to bring it up. Whatever's left, just bring it up. It just does this, I don't know, like it just makes this area look more hollow, and I find that cute and sexy. By the way, I did not mess my contour up, and my nose is not crooked, just in case. My camera that I'm filming with right now literally fell off the tripod when I was trying to bring it back into the filming room, and it fell on my nose. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you totally should, because those of you who do follow me on Instagram were like cracking up and were saying that my camera needs a break, and it currently hates me right now. So yeah, now I have a bruise and a bump. So can't really cover that up because it's a bruise, so we're gonna leave it alone. I'm actually gonna go back in to the NARS concealer. You can use a regular concealer. I'm just digging this one right now. And you're gonna apply just a little bit. This is not glam makeup. This is your everyday flawless second skin type of look. And I just don't like dipping my fingers directly in the pot, which is why I'm using a brush. But now that I have it on my skin, I'm gonna go ahead and use my sponge to blend it out. We don't want this stark, bright type of look. We just don't want to look so tired. So we're just gonna blend that out, and then I'll show you what powder I'm gonna use. To set under the eyes, I'm going to use this Charlotte Tilbury powder. This is their Airbrush Flawless Finish. Again, you don't have to use this. You can use any setting powder that you have. Just go in very lightly. I'm gonna use this one with my sponge because although my sponge is damp, it's not wet. There's just something about these sponges. So I just want to go in really lightly. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I picked the product, right? Boom, I have product. But I don't want it to be this stark white bright shade, which is why I'm not using my Jeffree Star or my Huda Beauty, because I don't want my under eyes to like pop at you. So we're gonna keep this one simple. See what I'm saying? The idea is to set the under eyes so that your concealer doesn't shift or move around or crease. And now we can move on to the highlighting portion. To cream highlight, I'm gonna go ahead and use this Suva Beauty highlighter. I do have another pan, which we received in a BoxyCharm box. If you guys have this and want to use it, that's perfectly fine, because it's like a cream to powder type of form. It is the Steve Laurent Jelly Highlighter. So something that is not necessarily a powder that you can blend in that looks like second skin would be perfection. This one is in what shade? What shade are you in? This is in Trust Fund. So what I am going to do is I am going to, there you go, one, should I do, no, just one would be fine. So I'm gonna put one drop on the back of my hand, and then I'm gonna flip my sponge over, and I am going to blend it out and then apply some on my cheekbones. You can apply some on your nose, you can apply some over on your brow bone, even though I'm gonna apply something up there anyway, but just wherever the light would naturally hit your skin and you would look pretty glowy, that's what you wanna touch. You're gonna go ahead and apply a blush if you want to. You don't necessarily have to. That would be perfectly fine if you chose not to. Whenever I'm doing the most natural makeup look ever, at least in my world, I don't like to go in with super bold brows. So what I like to do is kind of like fake my brows a little bit. I'll use a brow mascara such as the Anastasia Beverly Hills or anyone that actually has some color that you have. And I brush through my brows. And then once I brush through my brows, I can see where I'm like missing a little bit of depth and dimension definition on my brows. And then I'll fill that in. So we're going to start off by combing these babies into place. Ooh, I need to trim them. They're kind of long right now. You know what? That brow does not look bad, so we're going to leave her alone. We're going to move on to the other one. All right, I must admit, this is the first time that I don't have to really go in and apply anything else on my brows because they're really cooperating, which is exciting because now we can move on to the next step. The next step is applying some more glow, but very, very subtle glow that's going to contribute towards your glass-like skin type of look. So I have a few products I want to show you guys that you can actually use. The first one is this one over here, and this is LOV Perfecting Aura. I actually got this recently in PR, and I like this packaging is really pretty, by the way, right? Like, look. Oh, look how pretty it is. Oh. But when you open it up, you have a powder. This is a baked powder, and this is translucent but also somewhat of a highlight, which is really pretty. So you can either use this, I've been using this a lot and you guys have been digging my makeup, or you can use something such as the Hourglass product. This is the lighting palette, ambient lighting palette. If you have the one, that's fine. This one has dim light, incandescent light, and radiant light. I've had this for like ever, but this definitely does the trick. And if you're of my skin complexion, what I like to do is take them all and blend them in. Or if you're an OG charmer, you could tap into this product here if you own it. It is very similar to these here. You have a matte powder, and then you have the one that has a little bit of glow to it. Again, this is not this stark white in your face type of highlight. It doesn't have all this glow, but it does add this beautiful, very subtle luminosity. It's just pretty glowy, really nice. So I'm gonna grab a big brush. What brush do I want to use? I'll use this one. I am just going to do one of these. Oh, I picked up a lot of powder. And then I am going to set my makeup with it. Now I know what you're thinking. You're like, that's it? I'm like, yeah, really. This is supposed to be kind of like, girl, you have no makeup on? No, yeah, I do. No, I don't believe you. You know, like have that argument with a friend like, girl, no, for real, I have no makeup on. Just my skin is amazing. Now for the eyes, on a day like this, I'm gonna keep it light and glowy. I'm gonna tap into the Madison Miller and Ofra collab. And I'm going to use this third shade. Do you see how the pan is coming off? I don't know if you guys can see that. The pan is like literally coming off. And that's how I got it, okay? I don't understand why, but that's just what it is. And I'm gonna lightly just tap some of that all over the lid. I just want to add to the light and glowy. I am not trying to do anything super extra with it. Now we're gonna move on and apply our mascara. I'm gonna go natural. I don't want to make it look like I have falsies on, so I'm gonna go with the Thrive Cosmetics one. I got this in my Ipsy. Gotta like it. So I am just going to apply maybe 2 coats of this. Keep in mind you can add more of the luminous powder if you want to. If you feel like you really need to set your skin, if you feel like you didn't set it well enough, you can totally add more. It's not going to look super crazy because it is translucent. I want to show you guys, like I'm applying this one on top of this and it just adds to the glow without it disrupting your makeup or making it look like too much or crazy. For the lips, I'm going to go very subtle because this is a very natural look, so why not? This is the Huda Beauty matte lipstick in Joyride. These are such a great formula. They're really like a lip balm with tint and they last forever on the lips. And here's the completed look. I do want to give you guys a few more tips. Just know you do not have to limit yourself. Again, you do not have to use the same products that I use. Something similar would work just as well. And remember, it's all going to be based on what your skin type is. So whatever I'm saying to do, again, I'm combo. You kind of want to do the opposite if you're very oily skin at the beginning, like your base part, you know. With that said though, don't limit yourself. If you want to do a bold red lip with this look, you totally can, and you can totally pull it off. You can do a mauve look. You could totally do a berry look, a purple. I would use any shade on my lips with this look because it's that pop of color that everyone kind of needs. I hope you guys found this video useful in a way. I hope that you guys try the look. And if you do, let me know down below, like if you liked it, what happened, if something worked, if something didn't. If you need advice on maybe alternative products, let me know down below. I'd be more than happy to help you guys out. But yes, thank you so much for spending a few minutes out of your day with me. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye, guys.